Hello my friends and welcome to another pick a card reading. I hope you're all doing really well. It's really good to have you here, and I'm sorry it's been a little while as always. You know, I found a little bit of a lack of motivation with like doing readings, but I've also been trying to concentrate on doing other bits and pieces in terms of shamanic work, which has been kind of blossoming in its own way, in its own time. But I thought that this would be a fitting reading to kind of match that experience. So how can you align more with your soul's purpose? How can you align more deeply with your soul's purpose? I'll be looking at what exactly is your soul's purpose, what kind of direction it's moving towards, and then we will look more deeply at how you can align with it. Now, I'll also be looking at how, you know, what you're doing currently is not aligning with it and how you can remedy that. So, 3 piles to choose from as always. Pile 1 is this gorgeous gemmy rose quartz. Now, I'm really sorry if you hear some like music in the background. I've got a massive festival that is literally opposite my house. So I'm so sorry, but I really wanted to do this reading. Now this is pile 2, carnelian. So pile 1 is gemmy rose quartz, pile 2 is this gorgeous carnelian. And pile 3 is this beautiful piece of mica. Oh yes, it's all started now. I'm sorry if you hear it. Pile 1, pile 2, pile 3. Timestamps will be in the description box below, my friends, and I'll see you at your reading. Bye. Pile 1, hello and welcome to your reading. So you chose this gorgeous gemmy rose quartz. Now, I don't know if you listened to like the beginning part of this reading, but I did say that there is a massive like festival that's going on like literally opposite my house, and something is telling me about how despite all of the distractions that are going on right now around you, it's important to just at least take one step forward and show compassion for yourself in this space. I was thinking about rose quartz being like compassion for other people, and also being able to see the clarity of the situation, considering how beautiful this piece is, because I just love how clear it is. The one thing I will say is about you having actually more compassion for yourself, because you know, about how you react within certain situations, because sometimes we can be quite hard on ourselves about how far we haven't come, comparison to other people and their self, like how far they've come in their life, or how far they are down the path. Maybe things about us is not perfect, but there's been so many things about this reading that has prompted me to just go ahead and do it, even though things aren't in the perfect space. And I think that that's a really important thing to remember, that, you know, it's not going to be perfect when we begin. It's not going to be in that, you know, perfect place for us to start. We just have to start somewhere, and then we can just start building with that. The most important thing is to just get out there and start. So that's the message that I'm kind of getting here, with a kind of sense of compassion. Let's see what the card has to say. Okay, this is number 31. 31 equates to number 4. 4 is the Emperor. I will also read out what it has to say with these cards, because they are just stunning. I love these cards. So it's joyous. The colours of pink and green, which funnily enough is correlating to the heart chakra. So this is really resonant. There we go. Right, yeah. So if I did go like that. Okay, so the colours of pink and green signify the opening of the heart chakra to deepen more profound joy. Deeper and more profound joy. Embrace this shift occurring within you. As you do so, allow for that childlike wonder and amazement to fill every part of your being. You deserve to feel the bliss and happiness. You've done the work. You have made the effort. Now it's simply time to enjoy all that life has to offer. So what I'm getting here is about you respecting the process that you're going through. And as I mentioned in the beginning, sometimes you may be thinking about like certain things that have not kind of materialized yet. they've not worked out in the best possible way, and you're thinking, when is it going to happen for me? Like, when are things going to actually be in a place where I can feel happy about what's going on? And I think it's very much about you having the process, about you enjoying the process, you know, working through the process. So, okay, bear with me 1 second, my loves. So I've got a few oracle cards that I have pulled already for you. So let me see which ones I want to work with first. I think it will be these ones. Yeah, I think these ones will go with these. Okay, so I've put this card here just to, actually, yeah, that'll be perfect because it goes that way. Right. So let's have a look at what this card is next. The seed. And it's really interesting how we have this kind of, there's this almost like a reverberation of energy or waves that is coming out of here. Like it's coming from a center point, actually from all of the cards in a way. So there's something emanating from a central point. And what that says to me is that, you know, it's all about the vibration of activation. So it's, or the activation of vibration, I should say. So it's almost like, you know, it takes time. It's a process. And you need to allow yourself to recognize that everything comes from this sense of a beginning, of a seed, of an initiation that allows you to move forward into a space where you can really connect more deeply with your process of becoming what you want to be. The journey is very much what I'm sensing here. It's not about the destination at all, unfortunately. And for people like myself who want everything yesterday, it's a very difficult concept to kind of grasp. So let's just have a look. So that is, I think that's 65. 65 equates to 11. 65, no, it's 66, I think. 66, let's have a look. Yeah, 66. So 66 equates to 12. 12 equates to 3. 3 is the Empress. Then we also have the Emperor here. So that's interesting. Beginnings come in many different forms. They are not always a beautiful seed placed intentionally in nourishing soil. Origin stories, like any birth stories, are complex, surprising, multi-layered, and usually reveal a central image or detail that represents the fully formed being. Simply stated, the end is present in the beginning, or the entire oak tree resides within the acorn. Whether you follow this imaginal theory or not, know that when this card appears, there is potent generative energy all around, which is what I was saying about the activation of vibration, right? It stirs your very insides and usually results in an antsy, impatient feeling. That's what I was saying about like wanting everything yesterday. Pay particular attention to what agitates you, as it is a sure sign of growth to come. You are bumping up against a growth edge. It is from the grit that the pearl eventually comes to be. Ooh, okay. I'm going, ooh, because it says James Hillman's Acorn Theory in the Soul's Code, and I've heard about James Hillman, so I need to check that out. One of the alchemist's favourite images is the pearl, which is here. It's a pearl in the middle, like it's the grit that becomes that. So that's so beautiful. And then it says the true seed is elusive. If we follow any story towards its religion, it spirals further and further back in time. In this way, we are always the seed and always the fruit it bears. I love that. Oh my God. Isn't that bloody cool? Wow, 6th chakra, Archangel Metatron. That is the third eye. Metatron is also the scribe. He was Enoch before he became Metatron. So there's this idea of evolution from one stage to another. And then we have self-discipline, Saturn, wow, and power. Okay. And then I just want to do the Astro dice as well. I'm going to do that one again because it went on the side. 6 on, yeah, 9. 9. Virgo, interesting. I should have said that before, like, I rolled these dice, because I got really big 6th house Virgo with this card, and then we have Virgo, and then we also have Saturn, and we have 9th house. 9th house is about the exploration of what is around us, using those things to kind of push us forward so that we can explore the things that are around us. The house of Sagittarius. So, and learning. You are in this lifetime to learn about how consistent patterning and behaviors throughout your life or this lifetime will contribute to who you are, and how that helps you to achieve your soul's purpose. Does that make sense? It has to be like, and we've got another 4 as well, so Emperor. This is about consistent action which leads to this manifestation. Discipline attributing to a sense of power and stability that allows you to create a safe space for you to create something strong so that you can move forward in your purpose. It's quite clear. We've also got like some really, like, the colors are quite interesting. We have yellow and gold here. We have green, pink. So, and then obviously we have green and pink and blue here, but like, it's just interesting how the green and pink, there's something about truly loving like every part of what's going on and what's happening, and how you're able to make sure that that is done for you. Bear with me 1 second. Okay, my friends, sorry about that. Now, I may need to stop the reading at some point because the music is super loud. Like, it was really bad. I wouldn't mind if the tune was good, but oh my god, the tune was like, it was really intense. So I'm going to try and do what I can here. Otherwise, I might have to continue tomorrow because this festival goes on all day. And you know, I knew this was coming, but I don't know, I thought that they might not start kicking off until a little bit later, but it is now 11:30, so you know, it is what it is. So could the universe tell me a little bit more about pile 1 connecting to their highest, well, connecting to their soul's purpose? Now, I kind of don't really like using the word soul because I don't really know if that exists within the context that we currently know it as. You know, there are so many different spiritual practices, but whether or not we understand really truly what the concept of soul is different, I think. But what I want to kind of ascertain here is what you're supposed to be doing right now. Like, what is your purpose in this lifetime, and what is it meant to teach you? Maybe I'll restructure the reading. Maybe I'll restructure the question. I don't know, but it does feel like, you know, what is your purpose in this lifetime, you know, kind of thing. So let's have a look. What how can you align more to your purpose in this lifetime? Okay, I might need to change that right now. I think I'll do that now. So it's always important to get the question right. I may change the beginning section so that you will have the opportunity to be able to view the question a bit more appropriately, but I think that's what's coming out now. So we've got the Moon, we've got the Knight of Swords, we've got the Page of Wands, we've got the 9 of Pentacles, and then we also have the 9 of Swords. Interesting. So we have 2 9s and interesting. Okay. So what I'm getting here is that there's it's about you exploring new approaches and new things in how you approach, you know, this lifetime. Now, you may not be fully aware of what it is exactly that you are supposed to be doing in this lifetime. But there is something about you being able to be completely financially independent. Like you being able to be independent off of something that is new, off of something that is not usually, that is not a normal way of being able to move things forward. Like it's not like a traditional way. And even if it is like something that's quite new, it's also something, I don't know, I just feel like it could be something that is very different, and it involves you striving forward or going forward in a direction that seems quite brash to other people. It seems like something that really people are like, oh my God, like really? Is that what this is about? Kind of thing. I think you're going to be really successful once you really kind of go into it. And your anxieties will literally like come away. Or there's two things. I'm going to clarify that. I mean, it could be that the anxiety kind of increases. But I don't know. Here I feel it's like releasing it, to be honest with you. I feel like you won't worry anymore. There will be things that you did worry about. And I don't know, maybe some of you had like some serious issues with anxiety, maybe you had some serious issues with depression or something like that, or you had issues where you weren't able to connect fully to feeling secure and safe. That is going to change very deep. It's going to change on a fundamental level by you being able to like really just sit in and enjoy the journey. And on a personal level, like I found that the more that I enjoy this journey of me becoming who I am in terms of a reader and a practitioner, the more I've started to enjoy life. And I've thought to myself, it doesn't matter, like there's no kind of end goal. And that's what I was saying at the beginning. And for those of you who watch my readings, you know that I resonate quite strongly with pile 1. Like I think that this is about you not knowing what the path is, not really like seeing what's going on. People say that the moon is about like deception, blah, blah, blah. I don't think it is. Personally, I think the moon is just the thing that we don't really see. It's a reflection of ourselves. It's the thing that, you know, we think we know, but we actually don't know anything about. It's when it's reversed, it tells me that there's actually intentional, like unknowing kind of stuff that's happening. People that are wanting to manipulate, or situations that are being manipulated in a way that is trying to like present a different narrative. In this way, we don't actually know where the fuck we're going. We don't know what's going on. We have no idea. And I think that this is quite apt to what I've read here in the first lot of cards, that we don't know what's happening, that we don't know how the path is going to unfold, but you do know that by charging ahead and just going for it is actually the right step, is the right way to go forward. I think, you know, there seems to me like there's instincts there, mental instincts, not just about body instincts, but, you know, real instincts about you being able to push forward and just go for it. But then also with the Page of Wands, it's about learning new ideas and being able to embrace those new ideas, and lo and behold, things kind of materialize for you, and the mental woes that you had previously dissipate because you're not so afraid of taking that initial step, you know? So what this is about, and I think that kind of like encapsulated everything, and I think I will keep the first part of the reading because it was relevant, that I was going to identify, like, you know, your soul's purpose. Like, your soul's purpose is about you driving yourself forward in a way. I can't really tell exactly what it is in, but it's about you putting yourself out there in a way that really may seem quite out there to other people. Like, some people will not be able to understand what you're doing. They absolutely won't be. And that's okay, because not everybody is supposed to. You know, not everybody is supposed to understand the dynamics of neurophysics or whatever, you know. But then if that's your jam, then, you know, if you're a specialist in that side, then that's going to get you where you need to go. That's going to get you where you need to be. It doesn't mean that everybody has to understand where you're coming from, but it's you. Do you know what I mean? Okay, so let's clarify with the moon. The moon, death. Okay, cool. Death reversed. Oh, 10 of Swords. Wow, okay. The Hanged Man. Okay, I want to shuffle these a bit more before they just jump out, because they're coming up a bit too quickly. And I usually say the other way around. Okay, then we've got the Knight of Pentacles. Okay, and then we've got the 6 of Pentacles. Interesting. I think, you know, a lot of this is coming from a space where you're having to completely readjust your perspective on a situation. And I think you're starting to understand that, you know, certain things and parts of you need to die. They need to be let go. And this is the whole like thing that's going on with the moon and death reversed. It's about you having the courage to walk forward and not be attached to old patterns and behaviors. Now, you are absolutely done with any kind of way of thinking that, you know, you're done with it. You are like, right, I am not going to stay stagnant in the same position. I'm going to change things that is going to help me progress further in life. And I don't care. Like, I'm just going to go for it. Whether or not that this is like a strategic plan or anything like that is a different matter. I'm just going to go for it because I don't really have a choice. And, you know, going from the 9 of Swords, so you were in the 9 of Swords, and then we've got the 10 of Swords here. The 10 of Swords definitely feels to me like a fair enough motivator for you to move forward. So you're coming from a place where maybe things, you're like, maybe there was a big depression. I did say that before, but maybe there was some kind of like mental anguish that like made you think that you needed to like move forward. God, if it isn't like festivals, it's screaming kids, it's like, oh God, all the rest of it. There's just so much around here, this space. I love my home, but oh my God, the town where I live, it's really intense. Anyway, so, but this is interesting because it's kind of like, there's almost like all this agitation around you, which is causing you. And it could be me projecting, but I don't know why it's coming through on the reading, so I'm just going to include it anyway. But there's something about you finding peace finding the potential within the space, because there is a lot of like mental shit going on. And I think with the Knight of Pentacles, you've also got, you know, the Knight. You see, you've got the 9, 10, and then Page and Knight. So the 2 cards that are missing are the 10 and the Page. The 10 is this idea of, you know, you personally is about you building a sort of structure that is in the idea of what other people believe that you should be building it in. And then the Page is about you kind of like giving your ideas to someone else, or creating ideas that actually formulate into a plan. When we go from the 9 to the Knight, and that's interesting, 9, Knight. And the Knight, we have Moon here. This is something about you understanding the level of abundance that you yourself can achieve, and also how it is just for you. Jesus Christ, this is just for you. Like, this is not about you working things for other people. And I think what's going on here with this 6 is showing me that, like, how you compromised yourself for other people, how you stopped your own sense of growth for other people, how you did not put yourself forward and you weren't selfish. Because to be honest, yeah, right, these 2 cards here, like, they're about you cards. They're about me cards. They're not about like, oh, we're going to be all together, like la la la. This is about you. The Knight of Pentacles is the slowest moving card in the deck. So if this has taken a long time, it's fine. It's fine. And I saw that when I saw the seed. Like, I thought to myself, it's about like however long that the seed takes, it takes, because that's the type of seed it is. It doesn't matter how long it takes. Sixth chakra is also quite slow moving as well. You know, working with the third eye is it's not like it can happen in blinding flashes, but to get to that point, it takes time. Saturn is slow as F. Do you know what I mean? It's a slow AF, like it's proper. You don't move fast with Saturn. You move slowly. You move you move consistently. You move steadily. It's that kind of energy that's coming here. And I think with this Six of Pentacles, especially with that figure there, it just feels to me like this is just some kind of like charlatan. People who present a speedy kind of thing that is happening, or a speedy solution to your issues, to your problems, get rich quick schemes, or like something that is going to help you in the short term or immediately. It's all BS. It's not true. It's actually an illusion that will actually keep you in a sense of continuously wanting more and not empowering yourself. And this is why it's clarifying the Nine of Swords, because that shows that there's been this sense of you've been in that consistent loop, and now it's like moving beyond that. That's what this is about. It's really powerful, this reading. Really powerful. And it's about you moving things from an idea of something into a reality, which I'm sure, you know, it wouldn't be like this reading if it wasn't for that. You know, particularly with Virgo as well, and the Saturn. It's about consistent patterns that you work with in your day-to-day life that is able to help you get to where you've got to go. The mountain is not climbed in one day. The mountain is climbed by slow, consecutive steps that take you up towards the mountain. And then you got to get down the fucking thing in the end. So it's about you being able to like consistently work up and then also be able to come down in a safe way so that you can come and climb another mountain again. That's what this is about. Wow. I wasn't expecting that. And it's all done with a sense of clarity and love and compassion. You know what I mean? Like, I remember when I saw this piece of quartz and I just thought to myself, I love it. Like, I just love the clearness of it. I love the sense of, it looks like ice. It reminds me of ice. And I don't like rose quartz. I think rose quartz is a bit, I don't know, I've never really liked it, but it's such a powerful stone. And like, I think its softness, its gentleness, but then also if you look at how the stone is, like how it is, like it looks like this stone is sharp. It's not like it's a nice little polished piece of rose quartz. No, it's clear. It's like ice. So it's love with compassion, but it's clear. And I think that that's the main thing that's coming through here. Powerful message, pile one. Okay, let's go into, yeah. So here we have, wow, 888. Abundance. You are being graced with the gift of abundance in all its forms. Doors of opportunity are opening, blessings flowing. It is time to embrace your full potential and achieve the unimaginable. As you do, success, love, and happiness will effortlessly unfold in your life. The time is now to bask in the glow of abundance. So I'm going to say it again, like, I don't think that, I don't know exactly what it is that you're doing, but whatever you're doing, it's going to give you, like, people are going to think they're going to think you're mad for doing it. They're going to think that you're like, God, you know, that doesn't happen to people that they know, you know? That's what people around you are thinking. They think it's like something that happened, that they read about or something like that. But it is something big like that. And it involves you having to be very, very, it's not selfish, but that is the word. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think it's selfish. Like, it may appear selfish to other people, but actually it's very self-loving. It's very disciplined. It's very powerful. The only way that people get to that level of mastery is by being very in a way selfish, because they have to be in that respect. I don't know if the word selfish is the correct word. It's more about just like really nourishing the self in a way so that you can be of that sense of service to everyone else in the way that they, you know, see, and they're like, oh my God, that's amazing, kind of thing. I hope that makes sense. Okay, so we've got Archangel Lumiel, the light of union. And this is it. The light brings everyone together. You have to really work. Look at that, the green. You have to really like work on that sense of self so that it's so strong. Like it's so strong. So that if somebody comes and questions you, you can tell them to F off. Do you know what I mean? You can like say, no, I know my truth. I know who I am. And there's nothing, and you can't stray me from that path. You can't move me from that path by telling me that something is different. Because I know what's best for me. And you know what's best for you. I'm not going to tell you what's good for you. Does that make sense? Okay, my last card to close out this fantastic reading. I'm really enjoying this reading. Wow, look at that. 30th path. The path to the sun. Purpose, self-vision and mastery. I'm going to read that from the book because, let's see, do I have any room on this side? I have room on this side, so I'm going to put that there. Yeah, I do. A little bit lopsided, but it's okay. I know you won't judge me for it. Okay, right, so 30th path. Path to the sun. So this path is and we've got Horus there as well. This path links Yesod with Hod, and it is the sun in astrology. Knowing how you move to express your inner thoughts in a world that can't hear them unless you do, is a talent much prized by humanity. I'm just going to say that again, okay? Knowing how you move to express your inner thoughts in a world that can't hear them unless you do is a talent much prized by humanity. So you have to be quiet in order to hear the true inner voice of your soul, right? Features actually it's Ra, it's not Horus. The Egyptian god Ra in the sunrise, steering his boat across the sky with true purpose, master of his craft, offering clarity to those, see, it's all there, offering clarity to those who see the light, who use the light to see the way ahead. As the moon governs the subconscious mind, the sun governs the conscious mind, reasoning and collection of images ripe for translation. Is there an increase in your desire to seek hidden knowledge at this time? Right, so you could be beginning to understand the difference between intuitive thinking and insightful thoughts. When the sun comes out to play, we feel its warmth and seek the company of friends and like-minded souls. Companionship and good conversation is all that's needed. Find your light and stand in it and shine. Okay, I mean, like, I'll be honest with you, that doesn't really help me. So I will have to interpret it myself. Sorry, I was being a bit lazy there. Interesting. Okay, so Hesod to Yod. There's this connection to the divine, connection to pure divinity, understanding that you are part of the divine, knowing that you are the image of, or you are divinity in its material form, the seed. It's really important for you to recognize that you are something that is special. You may not feel it. You may feel like there is this sense of mundaneness that is happening within your life because there is this kind of, maybe you are doing the routines, maybe you are doing the things and you're still not feeling like there is something that is evolving into something special or something that is actually worth your while. Honestly, this is what it's about. I know it sounds like it's not very exciting. but it is. As I mentioned in the beginning, there's this idea of you understanding that how the journey is very much a part of the divinity and a part of the goal. So I think there's something that's bringing you back to that and remembering that about yourself, which will get you to the space where you want to be. You are making consistent steps to going there, but it does mean that the power that is being harnessed has to be consistently done through meticulous routine and work. It's not like a magic pill, and I know that it may seem with others that it is that way, but trust me, they have worked hard and they've dedicated themselves tirely for periods of time before you see that 5 minute or 5 second, it's seconds, isn't it now, that 3 seconds or 5 second little thing that you see on Instagram or whatever, that might have taken years for them to get to that point. So I think it's important for you to remember that in this day and age. And I would say that probably grounding yourself in spaces, particularly because we've got quite a lot of pentacles here, being able to ground yourself within nature and also, you know, resonating with this energy of the seed and nature is going to be exceptionally important for you to be able to like align truly with your purpose in this lifetime, so that you can really feel that you can do that and you can enjoy the journey as well. So with that being said, pile 1, that was an intense reading. I hope you enjoyed it. I definitely enjoyed it. I got a lot from it. I hope you do. If you liked it, please do give it a thumbs up. Please do subscribe for more videos. But otherwise, my darlings, have a wonderful morning, evening, night or day, whenever you're choosing to watch this. And remember, the honesty is always key. Bye. Pile 2, hello and welcome to your reading. So you chose this incredible carnelian. I love this piece of carnelian, so special. So pile 1, I kind of reframed their question slightly to say, like, what is their kind of purpose within this lifetime? How do you align more with your purpose in this lifetime, rather than the word soul, because I don't know if I personally believe in the idea of soul. I believe in energy for sure, but I don't believe it's like kind of, you know, we have our one soul. I don't believe in that really. But in the respect of like carnelian, this is about you giving birth to something. Also harnessing the creative energy and really working with the fire within to harness that energy in a way that kind of, you know, allows you to live truly within your expression in this lifetime. So let's have a look at this card here. Wow, look at that. All the pinks and those yummy colors. Oh my God. And 21, that's very Empress-like energy. Wow. Okay, let's have a look. 21, that is also the path of the, the number of the world. So let's have a look. Connections. You are opening to the vast knowledge of information and information obtained through previous lives to help you in your path, which is in this life. Perfect for this reading. The knowledge is coming to you now. The knowledge coming to you now will help you in understanding who you are, who you have been, and who you are becoming. Seeing your connection to those people who are in your life today is helping you understand the important roles we play in each other's lives. This is a time of fulfilling soul agreements and releasing old karma. Very interesting. Wow. Let's have a look at your cards, pile 2. Pile 2, pile 2, pile 2. Let's have a look. Oh yeah, you got 2 of these cards. So, and those I will leave for later. So let's just have a little look at this. Wow, the mountain. Oh, I love that card so much. I love that card so much. It's one of my favorite cards, and I always get it. And then we've got here blossoming abundance, number 3 again. Look at that. That's fabulous. Love that. And then here we have honesty and spiritual growth. Wow. Okay, so Jupiter and Saturn. Creativity, yep, and spiritual growth. And then I will wait to do the dice actually until I've finished reading these. So the Mountain I will read for you, because 33 as well. 33 is a master number. Oops. Just felt open at that page because it's been there, because I go to it so many times. The Mountain stands eternally in our awareness, calling us towards its peak. It stirs up stoic and regal feelings, reminding us of the long line of spirits, sages, sadhus, and gods that made their humble thrones within its snowy peaks. Beware, though, as the Mountain can affect us in two ways. It can inspire and enliven us, and to rise to new heights and peak experiences, yet it can also create isolation, competitiveness, and an inflated sense of self. Standing upon its heights can activate the purist and the perfectionist in us, creating a separation from those we deem to be below. No matter how high you ascend, remember that it is within the core of the mountain that the gems, the minerals, and jewels reside. If you think it's all about going up, you're following the fool's path and missing the miner's magic. I love that. You are the central mountain, and the central mountain is everywhere. Research mountains, which ones kind of like strike you. I just love that. I just love that. And Mary Oliver's The Poet Dreams of the Mountain. So that's so interesting. That's so interesting, because what's coming to me is the expectation of us believing that, you know, by reaching a certain point that, and it's very similar to pile one, but just a very different way. It's the idea of us knowing that even if we are at a certain level and at a certain stage that maybe others are not at, how do we continue to relate to the people that are around us? Because that's what this card is saying. So something about your, you know, connecting more deeper with your purpose in this lifetime, or, you know, connecting more deeply with your purpose in this lifetime is about you connecting more deeply with those around you, even though it may not seem like you feel that those around you do respond to you in the way that you would like. Maybe you feel isolated in your community. Maybe there's a sense of you not being able to, like, that you think nobody gets you. But the idea is actually you have to learn how to get on with other people in a way, including yourself, so that you can really be, so that you can really be connected with others, and recognizing the level of abundance that is around you. I think there is like this honesty in yourself, knowing that, you know, you are different. But, you know, the Buddha, in respect to the stories of Buddha, he interacted with many different people that were not enlightened. He worked with people who weren't enlightened so that he could become enlightened. So he looked compassionately upon people who were ignorant and didn't really see what he was teaching as valuable. And I just find that really interesting. Even down to the story about him, like, dying. So he accepted food from someone even though he knew it was bad, but he couldn't refuse because he didn't want to seem like he was because, you know, back in those days, like, monks, they received alms, they received like charity to survive, and to refuse the charity even though they knew it was not good, he knew it was not good, he couldn't do that, he didn't do that, he didn't want to do that, so he ate it even though he knew that his time was up. You know, it wasn't like he was young. So I just thought, you know, and I'm not saying that about like you like compromising your boundaries. Hell no, like no way, like don't do that. But this is about you being like, there's something about you, which I'm going to find out more with the cards. There's something about you being able to understand how others interact with you. and how you interact with others and what these people mean in your life that is contributing to your lifetime, this purpose in this lifetime. Okay, let's see what the Astro guys have to say. North Node, Scorpio, and 5th house. You have to be like honest with yourself in terms of who you are. You know, I don't know, man. If you think that compromising yourself is something that's the way to go, you're going to be in trouble. So definitely like North Node or South Node. I don't know, man. I'm reading. No, it's North Node. So yeah, I think it's super important for you to recognize that this is about you being able to get on with those around you. As I said before, like even if you think that the people are like, there may be this kind of yearning to connect with your soul tribe and whatnot, and trust me, you will do that. But there's also something about the soul tribe that may not be as 100% like integrated, or it may not be 100% to your liking. You may not be feeling that this is something that is resonating with you completely, but it's about you being able to work with that. Talk to me, dear Tarot. Okay, so we've got the Ace of Swords. We've also got the 5 of Wands. Ace of Swords, 5 of Wands. And that is way too many cards. I will have to move this a bit up as well. Sorry, Stone. I didn't put that very... Okay, I can hear the music starting up. For those of you like who, if you listen to the first part of this reading, like the introduction, I said that there's a massive, I've got like a big festival that's happening opposite my house. I'm in the park opposite, and they were playing some really, I mean, I used to be a raver back in the day, and those tunes were terrible, but now I can hear the music come back. So I may need to stop the reading and continue this tomorrow if it gets too much, but we'll see. Okay, so we've got the Ace of Swords, we've got the 5 of Wands, we've got Death upright, we've got the King of Pentacles upright, and one more please. Thank you. And then we've got the Queen of Cups. I'm going to put this like that because that'll be better. Right, okay, so I think that this is going to be an interesting time for you to, you know, to really understand what it is that you can say about certain situations and what it is that you can't, because there are going to be times where you're not going to be able to say what you want to say. But actually it's going to work in your favor. You're going to seem a lot more kind of together because of it. The only thing I would say is that emotionally it may be quite difficult to hold on to it. Like you might have to like incorporate some kind of hardcore like coping strategies to be able to like deal with it. Some of you may even drink. I would say stay away from it. Try not to ingest anything that is liquidy. You may, if you want to counteract that energy in a way that will be positive, go swimming. Go and swim. Go and swim it out. Manage the emotions in a way that is good for you. If you need to cry, go ahead and cry into a pillow or something. But I wouldn't even like really disclose this to anyone, if I'm honest with you, because I don't think this is real. This is like internal frustration with certain kind of like things that are going on. It's what I saw here. Like it's going to be just quite a frustrating situation for you to have to deal with other people, which is why there's this like thing here for the mountains. Like you just want to just go off on your own and just be the hermit, and then like it's so much easier to look down, or not down, but you know what I mean, like to look down on other people, to say that, you know, okay, I've got this higher perspective and I understand things in a way that like most people don't, so doesn't that make me better? But actually you know, that in itself. And listen, yeah, this is all really good intellectually, you know, for me to say this, but come on, we're all guilty of it. We do look at certain things in a way where we think, oh yeah, there may be that judgmental kind of energy that's coming on, and it may be to do with this idea of Scorpio as well, in terms of obsessing about something or being quite determined that their way is the right way, you know. But the whole thing about this is that, let's be honest, okay? There is a sense of transformation about you. There is this sense that you are moving in a way that others are not moving, which is why you've come to this reading. I'm not going to lie. My views are of that ilk. They are people who are doing things that others aren't doing. They are moving things in ways that other people aren't doing. They are doing things in different ways that other people aren't doing. So this is, you know, not everybody can climb the mountain. Even though we know now that, like, you know, flipping Everest is now like a tourist destination, not everybody climbs mountains. Some people choose to stay at home and live their own lives. If you were to go back, like, say for example, what I'm seeing here really actually is this idea of like you going away from your hometown where like you've known everybody and you were friends maybe with people, and now you're recognizing that you're not really like that anymore, so you moved away, you did your own thing, and then when you come back you realize how different you are. And what the lesson here is not feeling like you're better than other people, even though they may not have treated you in the best possible way, but actually they're just doing them and you're just doing you. And these are two different paths. Not one is better than the other. And that's when we start to kind of go into the mountain and realize that the gems are really there, like the real things like integrity, loyalty, companionship, love, generosity, kindness, compassion, those things that really help us to remember what is the true kind of values of friendship and companionship and relationships that we really understand and value in our lives. So, and I don't think this is going to be communicated in any way. That's the thing. Like, I don't feel that, and I think it's going to come as a result of like quite a bit of conflict. Like, it's going to be fuckery, not going to lie. It's not going to be an easy transition into that space, because you're not going to be able to talk about it. Like, there's going to be there's not going to be communication with it. But you're going to cope with it. You're going to cope with it in such a way. And Queen of Cups reversed is a bit like, you know, it's a bit like the crazy Scorpio, you know. It is a bit crazy Scorpio. Like, it's like the raging seas of Poseidon, you know. Except it's female. So let's think of Ursula out The Little Mermaid, you know, going a bit nuts. That she didn't get what she wanted. Yeah, it's a bit of that. You know, hell hath no fury as a woman scorned. So I think, you know, it's very interesting, because what we have to understand about our own sense of emotionality in this respect is quite interesting. There's a real transformation that's going on here. I really hope you understand what I'm saying here. What I'm trying to say to you is that you have gone through, or you are going through, some kind of transformation that is occurring because of your relation with other people and about how you interact with other people. That is what your lifetime is about. Like, that's what this lifetime is about. Sorry, it's not about you like becoming like a world famous like leader or whatever. I don't know, whatever it is, but it's about you interacting with other people. It's about how you interact with other people while still being who you are. And that's powerful. That's really powerful. Jupiter, wisdom, creativity. Your creativity brings people together and encourages you to be honest with yourself and with others. Spiritual growth, Saturn, discipline. This is about you understanding that, you know, as I said, nobody's better than anyone else. We're just all like little specks of like stardust that are just trying to do our thing. Do you know what I mean? But still remaining in the knowledge that we are not only, we're both. Like, I don't want to go into that space where like people say about the idea of, you know, everything is one and we are all one. Yes, we are all one. We are all one. But we are also our own parts of the one. The mitochondria is not the same as the red blood cell, but they are part of the same. You know, like they have different functions within the system. And I think when we truly understand that, that's how we can like recognize ourselves, you know? Okay, let's talk a bit about this Ace of Swords. Ace of Swords is clarified by the Four of Wands. Yeah, that sounds about right. The Five of Wands reversed is clarified by the Knight of Wands. Okay, I see what's going on. Now I'm seeing it on a more practical level. And then, yes, lovely. The Wheel of Fortune is clarifying death. Oh, nice. The Ten of Pentacles and, whoa, is clarifying the Knight, the King of Pentacles. Okay, right. I see what the Three of Cups, I see what this Queen of, I really do see what that Queen of Cups reversed is about. It's just difficult to trust other people. Other people are just annoying sometimes, aren't they? But there's no kind of like hermit-like energy here. That's probably, yeah, there isn't a hermit-like energy, but we do have the Mountain, which says to me that there is this kind of thing of like thinking, well, if I remove myself from the situation, then I elevate myself above it, and then that means I'm above them. It's not intentional, but it just happens, you know. I'm guilty of it. Everything I speak about in these readings, I'm not plucking out of the air. This is all about my own experience. I always relate my own experience within these readings. Otherwise, I don't talk about it because I don't know about it. Three of Cups reversed is about like a sense of betrayal within a dynamic of other people. The Queen of Cups, I think it's also reversed, also realizing how much that this fuckery triggers you, man. Like, I mean, who wouldn't get triggered by other people behaving shitty? Do you know what I mean? Like, how would you not? How would you not? How would you not? Anyway, and then we also have, I've got to keep talking because I can hear the beats of the thing, and if I keep talking then the mic is very good, it picks up just me. So then you've also got the King of Pentacles, which is being clarified by the 10. I think it's understanding like what situations you thrive in. I think there may be like dynamics where you know that you can work the room, and then there'll be other dynamics where you actually want to be more emotionally invested, but you just can't. It's like that age-old thing of like when you like someone, they don't like you back, but when you don't like someone, everybody loves you. It's that kind of vibe. It is that kind of vibe. That's funny, isn't it? That's live. Yeah, so we've got like also death with the Wheel of Fortune. This is very much something that is going towards your sense of spiritual growth. This is so powerful. So powerful. I wouldn't be surprised, pile 2, if you've been like, we're like quite well on the lifetime cycles. This is absolutely not your first time. This is maybe like, you know, middle towards the end, like of the lifetimes in terms of working through that karma. And I think you're getting through it pretty well. I think this Wheel of Fortune with that death tells me that you are quite advanced in that respect. So that's a good thing, right? Also with the Mountain as well. So that's a good sign. This is it's almost like I'm dealing with like Akashic record / like kind of, I can feel myself like weeding through the threads of time, which are dictating like the actual threads of lifetimes that are teaching you what you need to learn right now, which is fucking amazing. I've got the Five of Wands here with the Knight of Wands. You're just realizing that if you go full on into like conflicts, you're just knowing when to pick your battles. and also like when with the Four of Wands reversed with the, you know, sometimes you're going to be in places where there is this sense of oppression. You're not going to be able to say what you want to say, because you know that you sometimes it's not the best way to go in there all gung-ho and say what you've got to say. Sometimes you have to like realize, okay, you have to pick your battles wisely. So in essence, how can you connect more deeply with the purpose of this lifetime is about you understanding how you work within certain dynamics of people and how you can maximize the potential of how you work with other people. Okay, so we've got last 3 cards here. We've got, wow, 000, infinity. You're a divine co-creator and in oneness with all that is. Recognize your infinite nature. Open your heart, elevate your vibration, and connect with the divine. Feel the presence of your creator's love within you. There are no limits to what you can achieve. Wow, that's really cool. That's really, really cool. It's the whole thing of understanding that you're the one, but you're also a part of, you know, this whole transpersonal kind of dynamic as opposed to like, you know, personal. Okay, and then here we have Archangel Jophiel, illumination, creativity, and authentic. There's something very much about you being creative. So being creative is very important for you. The creativity is so important for you. If you are so obsessed with your sense of creativity, I think you're going to get really far, pile 2. Yep. So make sure that you are honest with yourself in that sense of creativity so that you can be authentic and remain grounded as well, right? Okay, so the last card is this one, which is, we have the middle pillar, backbone, balance, the middle way. Wow, that's pretty cool. So that's just like literally the middle path. Okay, let's see the middle pillar, the middle pillar, the middle pillar. Okay, so here it says, this pillar contains Kether, Tifereth, Yesod, and Malkuth, crown, beauty, foundation, and kingdom. It brings into line the severity and mercy, which is the 2 pillars of the high priestess that you see, the B and J on the card. So this is basically about you settling into the fact of where you are right now at that time. There are going to be a lot of things that are going to try and rock you, but you have to be this mountain. But also, in being the mountain, you have to understand to go within and really settle in. You know, it's really interesting. Like this movement here, like this stance is a very balanced stance, but it's exceptionally hard. This guy is standing here within the mountain, and then you've also got this lotus here, which it just allows you to kind of be completely in balance. Listen, yeah, this lifetime is giving you everything to be unbalanced, all right? I'm not going to lie. But it's going to make you super strong. And not only that, the compassion that is going to really elevate your sense of self is going to be off the charts. So this is about you being able... Oh, sugar. Oh, my God. I didn't see that. It says first. Why did I not see that? Did I think it was 7? I don't think I read that. I'm so sorry, Part 2. So this is about self. Like it absolutely is about self and about your own journey and about how you evolve, elevate yourself in a way that kind of transcends the ego. There you go. I hope you understood that. That was pretty complex. But it was cool. I don't think I've got anything else to say, really. Just keep your humility. I think that's the main thing. Keep humility in all spaces. And remember, yeah, there are some people who may not be able to be as self-aware as you are, but that's okay. We're all at different stages. It's all fine. It is what it is. Part 2, I hope you enjoyed this reading. If you liked it, please do give it a thumbs up. This was cracking, this reading. If you liked it, please do give it a thumbs up. Please do subscribe for more videos. But otherwise, my darlings, have a wonderful morning, evening, night, or day, whenever you're choosing to watch this. And remember, I love you all, and that honesty is always key. Bye. Pile 3, hello and welcome to your reading. So you chose this mica crystal. Unfortunately, it doesn't show how beautiful this crystal is in this light, but it is such a gorgeous crystal that has such a multitude of different facets of colours, but has that beautiful kind of iridescent kind of vibe to it. And I remember when I saw it, it was just so stunning. There was something so complex about it, and I really liked it. So there's something about how all the different parts of you come together to form this whole, to form this, you know, there's so many different parts to you, there's so many complexities that kind of like reside within this space for you to like work within this lifetime, and that's coming into play. So let's have a look at what this card is. Wow. Beautiful card. That's number 30. So 30 also equates to 3. 3 is the Empress. But then we have Goddess, which is very interesting. That's exactly the Empress. Her yellow crown denotes self-empowerment, and the red denotes a strong embracement of her feminine sexual energy. For women, the Goddess is here to remind you that your sexuality is an important part of being in a female body, and it is just as important as all the other aspects that make you you. And for men, there is a strong female energy around you. Begin to study and understand that this feminine energy, as it plays an important role, understand this feminine energy as it plays an important role in balancing your male energy. So something about recognizing the Goddess within, regardless of whether or not you are male or female. And this is what I was saying about all the different parts that are composed to make the part. And I mean, as I'm looking at this, right, look at that. Isn't that so cool? Like, look at all the different elements that make up this mica. I didn't really notice this, like the beautiful, like hexagonal kind of pieces. I never really fully noticed those until now, and I've had this piece for years. I've really noticed like mainly these parts, but not these other parts. So there's something about the recognition of those parts that helps you to kind of recognize and work with your purpose in this lifetime. So let's have a look at your first card. The first card is the Shaman. Oh, sorry, I should have taken these away because this is from the last reading. Okay, the Shaman or Shaman. And number 16. Then we have this card, which is the first chakra, Archangel Michael. That's interesting. This deck says that Archangel Michael resides there. I don't know. Me personally, I wouldn't say that, but never mind. And then we have got this card as well. I'm sorry if you hear like noise in the background. I mentioned to pile 2 and 1 that I have a massive festival that is taking place right now opposite my house, and I thought that it wasn't too bad, and something is just telling me to continue doing this reading, like even though you may hear that noise. So I'm sorry if you hear that in the noise in the background. This is kind of maybe a sign to say that no matter what is happening in this lifetime, there's something for you to focus on. Okay, and then we also have power. Wow, we've had like all kind of like really strong cards for our chakras at the moment. So this is about Pluto, transformation and strength. And so I mean, I'm just going to take it with a pinch of salt that like Michael has decided to come up here in relation to the ground, to root chakra. So we'll just go with there. Really grounding, strong energy. Already we've got like our reds, our greens, our yellows, you know, the first 4 chakras that are coming up here. So this is already very quite intense. We've already got like red here as well with the root chakra. So there is something quite grounding, energetic, something about you being able to hold on to what is truly yours, something about ancient wisdom, ancient practices, things that have come before you, things that feel innate to you. Things that help you to feel grounded and protected and really strong. Like I'm feeling exceptional strength from this group, as it is the sum of all of these parts, you know, all of, you know, a castle was not built in one day. It was built as a collection of rocks and bits and pieces and things. Let's have a look at what the cards have to say about this. So how can you become more deeply aligned with your purpose in this lifetime? I did mention, like, how can you, like, become more aligned with your soul's purpose? Or how you become more aligned with your purpose? There we go. Okay, how can you become more aligned? I'll take that. I'll take that. I'll take that. Okay, pile 3, you got 6 cards, so we're going to take them. Okay, so we've got, I think that's the Lovers. Is that the Lovers? Or what is that? What is that? Oh, the 10 of Cups. Okay, so we've got the 10 of Cups. We've got Judgment reversed. We've got the 10 of Cups reversed. We've also got the 5 of Cups reversed. Then we have the Tower reversed. Wow. Then we have the 9 of Cups upright. And then we have the 10 of Pentacles. Whoa. Okay, so you have to really restructure how you think about happiness. What your expectations of happiness are compared to, like, what is actually happening for you. I think when one realizes that they're wishing for something in particular and then it doesn't come true, or it doesn't come about in the way that they are wanting it to, you know, how does that affect one's idea of happiness, contentment, of love, contentment, actually, not really love. Because here it says to me, like, you know, there's been opportunities where you have not been able to get what you want at all. Like, there's been this time where you know, things just haven't happened in the way that you wanted it to. The Tower reversed, Judgment reversed, 10 of Cups reversed. There's been a lot of pain, like a lot of, like, emotional shit that's gone on. Some of you may be, like, you may have been married. You may have gone into a situation or a relationship where you believed that, you know, that you were going to be happy. I would even go as far as some of you may have realized some big red flags about a relationship that you did go into, and then it, you know, you realize down the line, actually, your instincts were right. Why you chose not to listen to them was maybe because you didn't value the female part of yourself, as we were referred to here. So, and first chakra is about your basic, like, instinctual impulses, needs, instincts. And the shaman is about you being able to manifest opportunity for yourself. So I don't know, right, pile 3. I feel that you were able to manifest something. Maybe this is just an example, and I'm just going to go with it as an example, but just take it with a pinch of salt because it may be different to your situation. But maybe you wanted to be with someone. Maybe you wanted the family. Maybe you wanted that whole thing, the family, the kids, the house, the husband, whatever it is, the partner, whatever. You managed to manifest that for yourself, but there was some red flags along the way. Big red flags, actually. I'm not even going to lie. There were big red flags, and you decided to bypass them because Judgment is reversed. That means we did not answer the call. 10 of Cups reversed. That means that there is a detriment in terms of happiness for whatever reason. It could also be to do with some kind of illness. It may be that, like, maybe one of you ignored some things about yourself, and then maybe, you know, you ended up getting sick, and then it ended up, like, inflicting you in a bad way. So then that affected the whole relationship. It could be a whole multitude of things. What I am seeing here is that there was a denial of self in the respect of you not being able to give yourself fully within a relationship, or give yourself fully. I mean, it looks like a relationship. It looks like an emotional commitment. Whatever it is. It could be to a job. I don't really see that because I don't see too much money. We see money here, but not, you know, this is something else. This is either life or love. Five of Cups, seriously disappointed by the way that things turned out. You may have even invested in something and it really fucked you guys up. I don't know. There's something that's been a big disappointment. And there is still not the level of learning that is needed to overcome this situation completely. Which is why we end up on the Ten of Pentacles. So what I'm seeing here is that whatever it is, you've just got some situation, I don't know, it's some kind of a situation that you were emotionally attached to, you invested too much into it, and still you got fucked. And then now there's something here about the Tower, it still hasn't sunk in what the lesson is. Because, I don't know, it feels like you are able to get what you want still. But there's conditions. It's conditioned. And I don't know, maybe that's what this is the lesson about, is to understand that, you know, is that how things function? If you want something, is that how you want to go about it? I mean, I personally don't want to, but it's up to you, you know? Because, I don't know, I don't like this. Like the shaman with the Ten of Pentacles. This is not like the reason of why a shaman should become a shaman. And we have got so much spiritual bypassing, so much like commercial spirituality that is going on out there in terms of how we perceive ourselves. So I think it's important to recognize like why you want something, because you can manifest it so easily. You're really good at manifesting. And I hate that word, but like you're really good at being able to create something for yourself. There we go. That makes me feel a bit better. You're able to like create something for yourself. You have no trouble in being able to create things for yourself, but you need to understand the integrity behind it, and you need to learn the lessons from the past. Pile 3, you're usually my most advanced lot, but this time I don't know. There's something that's not. I'm feeling like I'm telling you off a bit. Let's see what the dice want to say. Virgo, 3rd house, and South Node, because I read it the other way. Okay, yeah. I think you've been used to doing things in a certain way. You need to break out of it. You're used to certain things, and you're used to doing things in a certain way. Is that out? Yeah, you're used to doing things in a certain way. Like you're used to like one way works, and that's great for me. Thanks. I'm just gonna keep on doing that, and then that's what I'm gonna do. But then it's like, if you continue to do that, what is it that's saying? I don't know if Einstein said it, but you know, all this commercial stuff that says like these quotes and all that stuff. But basically, somebody who continues to do the same thing and expect different results is the definition of insanity. So there's something about you being able to learn like how you manifest things, how you change things, how you do things. I really do think that for some of you it was a relationship, and now you've managed to get like a good relationship, but then the same things are starting to pop up. Or you're finding like you're having to like adhere to some kind of like rules, regulations, some kind of things where there's compromises that don't really resonate completely. But sometimes you think, oh, well, if I do this, because, you know, Virgo is about service to others. So if we, and, you know, as I'm reading this is like South Node. I think it should be really that way. But I read the other one like with it at the top, so I'm going to do that. So South Node is about where we've come from. It's about all of our past lives. And because this is about us aligning with our purpose in this lifetime, I think this is about you're gonna need to learn some shit, man. These 3 I'm not happy with reversed, particularly these 2. You do not want these reversed, especially with this amazing energy at the top. It's fucking magical. But then what the hell is that doing there, like that? And then you've got this Nine of Cups here. For those of you who says that this is like I'm saying something negative, that's not what I'm trying to say. What I'm trying to say is that you have got, your lesson is going to be harder than other people's, more than likely, because you know you're used to doing something and it works. And when we're used to doing something and it works, it's very difficult to change. Very difficult to change. We are in a space of denial of thinking that what we're doing is wrong. Why would we? Because it's always worked, right? So why should we? Why should we change? It's done. It's been done. God forbid that we are actually doing something wrong to cause this situation upon ourselves. But guess what? That's when the real power occurs. When we turn that around. When we turn that Ten of Pentacles around, and then we have this realization. I mean, here it says like financial failure or loss or dark side of wealth. I don't believe that about the Ten of Pentacles. Ten of Pentacles of me is not abundance and happiness. The Ten of Cups is abundance and happiness, and that's reversed. The Ten of Pentacles is to me a sense of building a foundation, but it's at what cost? It's at what cost? This is keeping up with the Joneses. This is about presenting something. It's not about the truth. And I want truth. Other tarot readers may disagree with me. You can go and watch someone else's readings. I mean that. I mean that. Because, you know, with this this Nine of Cups here, that says to me you've just got some serious power. And here, we've got it here with the shaman and the goddess here. You've got some serious power in being able to manifest some stuff. And you work hard for it. Like, you're able to get it. Like, you really are able to get it. Like, you are someone that is just able to make things work for themselves. But something is not right. It's really not right. That Tower reversed, I don't like it. Don't like it at all. Judgment reversed, absolutely not. Absolutely not. If you do not answer the call of the divine, what are you doing? You're answering the call of your ego, right? You're answering the call of your ego. The Tower reversed is the destruction of the Tower of the Tower reversed, the Tower upright is the destruction of the ego. Reversed, it means that the ego is not fully reduced to a space where it can actually receive the message of divinity. And then what do we result in? We result in the Ten of Pentacles, which is the false. Is something that's built on material, like materialistically. So it's that whole idea of where you have everything, where people see that you have everything. You have all of the things in your life that make you feel that you are okay, that you are fine, that you're financially secure. You got this, you got that, you got all your health sorted, blah, blah, blah. But guess what? You're still not happy. And then there's so many things where people have like, I've heard so many stories where people have completely relinquished their wealth or put it in a trust fund for their kids and then gone and lived lives where they're poor so that they can reestablish their connection to reality. So that's what I'm saying here. And I think that's what I'm getting around to. There is a possible disconnect of you reverting to old patterns of behavior so that you can like feel comfortable again. But this is not the evolution of your spirit in this lifetime. If you want to do that, then you need to get over that. That's why Pluto is there. Pluto is, and Saint Michael is like, I know, and Saint Michael, and I was like, why is Saint Michael there? Archangel Michael. And now I realise because Archangel Michael doesn't cut corners, doesn't give you airy fairy light and love bullshit. It gives you like, you know, this is what you have to face. Michael is the strongest of all of the archangels in terms of the defense against negative entities and negative energies. There's a reason why. You can't be, oh, just some airy fairy like angel. This has to be like pure power and determination, and also recognizing the sense of self within one, within yourself, that is vulnerable to that. Judgment. Talk to me about judgment. The devil. See, I told you, man. I told you. Reverting to old patterns of safety and behavior. And okay, right? It happens to the best of us. It happens to those of us who are on the spiritual path and have been on the spiritual path for a long time. And you think you know it. You think you know it. And then again, you get humbled. And it's the mastery is in knowing when you need to revert back to beginner's mind. And you need to be like, right, okay, hang on a minute. I can see myself falling into old patterns, old behaviors, old ways of thinking, old emotional kind of ties, old trauma bonds, old patterns of attachment. You know, something as simple as like starting taking drugs again, for example. If you relied on a certain drug and then you end up like going back to it, you know. Okay, 10 of Cups reversed is clarified by the Page of Wands. Yeah, not learning from past mistakes. Yeah, all right. Okay, the music is getting loud, so just to let you know, I really want to finish this reading before I do that. Okay, so we've got the 5 of Cups, which is clarified by the 7 of Wands. Okay. Then we've got the Tower reversed, which is clarified by the Emperor reversed. Okay, and then we've got and that was the Emperor reversed. And then we've got the 9 of Cups, which is clarified by the 8 of Cups. Okay, and then one last one. The World reversed. Oh, you're back on a merry-go-round of karma. Okay, pile 3. Now you usually, my loves, are usually the ones who are like my spiritual advanced like set. So this is like a bit of a telling off for you, to be honest with you. And for those of you who don't like my readings, I'm sorry, but I'm not here to sugarcoat anything for you, darlings. I'm here to help you in whatever the way that it's here. Right, that's me. If you want your hopium, you can go elsewhere. But if you want real talk, you come to me, Auntie Reena. Anyway, so we've got the Devil here. The Devil, judgment. There's like, you know, maybe you were too scared to answer the call. As I said to you with that example of a drug addict, it's going back to that familiar pattern of drugs and whatnot. Familiar patterning of like knowing what makes you feel a certain way. We are chasing sensation. We are chasing the way that things make us feel, and it is that chase that instigates this relationship with the devil. Once we know how to master that, then we are able to recognize that this is not good for us, and then we can move on and move forward. Okay? Now, Page of Wands. There's just like this lack of being able to learn, and not only that, it's a small trip up. I don't think it's that big. I don't think it's like that big a deal. Like you've actually just slipped back into something quite easily. Now that says to me that there's work. There's work. Not to say that you haven't done the work, because we're at the page, right? You've gone through 1 to 10, but we have the 7 here. The 7 here is old ghosts and wounds coming back up to kind of like challenge you. 7 upright says to me that there is an overcoming of it, so you do kind of win to a certain extent. But then with the Emperor reversed, this is a big daddy here. A big daddy of stuff that's coming up. Devil, Emperor reversed. I'm telling you, if this is like some kind of generational thing, then there is something that you need to look at there. Tower reversed, yep. I think this is probably generational, because it's big. It's a biggie. This is not, and that's why Michael is there as well. And root chakra as well, God. And number 8, 35 equates to 8, which equals strength. Strength is about this, is about in order for you to move forward into this sense of transformation into an authentic state, then you have to be super strong. It is exactly the idea of like the feather being weighed. If your heart is not the weight of the feather, if you approach the threshold with fear, then you are fucked. So you need to make sure that you go and look at that fear, and you're like, yes, I am fearful. What is it that makes me fearful? Why is it that I'm fearful? Being gentle with yourself and working with yourself, doing the work that you need to do that makes you realize how you are bypassing certain things. Because there's spiritual bypassing here. Just going to lay it out here, because you are of a high spiritual level, pile 3. It's Very clear. Goddess and the shaman. They came out first of all. But look at this shit. Look at this shit. So, I don't know. Like, if you're thinking that there isn't something to do with your father or something to do with the maternal line, paternal line, I don't know. There is something to do with the male side. It's fuckery. There's some fuckery going on there. I'm not going to look deeper into it because that's a different reading. And if you want to go deeper in it with me and are brave enough to, and I will say the word brave because this is brave work, and I commend you. And I don't know, is commend the right word? No, I applaud you for that if you'd want to go into that kind of work, because that's deep. That's deep. That's recognizing some kind of like trauma bonding that you have to a certain sense of addiction that is going on here, and how you slip up consistently. It might be unconscious. I don't think it is because it's a page. If it was a major arcana, I'd say it was unconscious, but it's leading on to like, it's almost like the Princess and the Pea kind of vibe. So it's a small thing that's leading to a big outcome. And then we've got like here the 8 of Cups. Okay, I mean, I will give you some respite. Like, seriously, you have made some moves. You have made some moves, like coming away from some old things. But you know what it is, yeah, right? I'll tell you a little story. It's about like how some people think that doing a certain level of spiritual work is enough. Like when I see some comments, oh, I've been through the dark night of the soul like 8 times. Who's counting? Who's counting? We're all on this earth together. We're all doing the best we can. We just consistently just put one foot in front of the other and then we just do the work. That's how it works. It's not about like, let's see how many things, like how many times we've done it, and then that means that I'm a spiritual god. Whatever you want to call it. It doesn't make any difference. That's why the world is reversed. Because you will continue on this loop until you recognize that record playing and how we end that and realize that, no, actually, let's get some humility back in my pants again. And then let's like just work with this again, because that is my path of the shaman, of the goddess. That is who I am. I transmute, I consistently transform. I transform into something that is essentially this purity of spirit and soul, which aligns me with who I am supposed to be and not with who I want to be. Does that make sense? Pile 3, Jesus Christ. Like, I feel like I'm giving you such a bollocking. I'm sorry. But I feel like you need to be told. Because you're my like star, you're like my star pupils of you know, you're like the ones that do really well. You've always got like your shit together, or you've got like some, you know, exceptional kind of talent or whatever. And I always wish I was a pile 3. But right now, there's some big lessons to be learned here. So this is what this lifetime is about, you know? So, and I'm not saying like if everything is going well for you and is really good for you, that's a bad thing. I'm not saying that at all. What I'm saying is that there is just some stuff that you just need to observe for a bit, because there is some kind of addiction here, obsession, that hasn't been answered in terms of the call. Okay, let's play devil's advocate here. No pun intended. Say, for example, like the devil was about you being hardworking and really working towards your goals and your aspirations and whatnot, and about you being obsessive about it. Why is it covering judgment reverse? Judgment reverse means that we did not answer the call. We did not rise to the occasion. We did not rise to the call of the divine. So what does that mean? That means that it doesn't. You have whatever you're obsessing about is not divine. That's 1 + 2 = 2, yeah? 1 + 2 = 3, sorry. So it's that kind of thing. It's not, I'm not being a bitch here. I'm just being honest. Like, then we've got the 10 of Cups with the Page of Wands. This is a learning experience that could have truly evolved into something really beautiful, but it didn't, because of that little hiccup, because of the refusal to see something. to learn from something. And I think it's to do with ego. You may have thought, oh, this is beyond me. I don't really need to like reflect or recognize that that's something that I need to pay attention to. 7 of Wands with the 5 of Cups is the same old shit. It's the same old stuff that's going on that you are slipping up on, and it's the same ghosts from the past that come to remind you that this is here. And it also means to a certain extent that you have overcome it. I'm not going to lie, you are above it because the 7 isn't reversed. But they are there, which means that they have not been dealt with. The Emperor reversed is the piece de resistance. So, you know, with the Tower reversed. Now, as I said, like I read it in my way that I read. The Emperor reversed is a way of is the father line, the father figure, the paternal line. There is something here that it may be a recurring pattern that comes from your paternal line. It may be. It's something that happened there. It's the chink, but it's on the father's side, whatever it is, or it's to do with the male. Here we have got about the female and about the empowerment of the female. Maybe there's overcompensation going on here because it's covering the Tower. So maybe you thought that you'd healed something, but it hasn't been healed. Maybe there's been a trigger situation that you thought that like had happened. Like, I don't know, concerning some kind of male counterpart within your dynamic, be it father, brother, husband, whatever it is. But there's something here on the male side that needs healing. The 8 here, the 9 of Cups, you are able to make things happen for yourself and you are able to move beyond. But with the 10 of Pentacles, with that 10 of Cups being reversed here, it's not as stable as you think it is. Because it is stable, like it's like a block, but it looks better than it actually feels, you know? And that's why the World is reversed, because it means that the cycle is not over. It means that there are still things to learn. So there's the clarification for those of you who may be thinking, Reena, you're just a bitch. So yeah. Okay, so let's crack on. We've got your last 3 cards. Okay, so this one is 57. Wow, intention. So the time has come for you to deepen your spiritual connection with yourself, awaken the truth within, and delve into the depths of your being. The intentions you set when rooted in love and guided by the universe will break through any obstacles in your way. Yes, and look, we have the 4 swords here. This is about introspection. 5 plus 7 equals 14. No. Yeah. No, hold on. My brain's short-circuiting. No, it's 12. 14. Where the heck did I get that from? It's 13. 13 equals to the Emperor, right? Or death. 1 plus 3 equals the Emperor. Yes. So death of, transformation. We have transformation here with Pluto. Emperor, we need him to be upright. So there is work. You have blessings here. Make your intention clear. And your last 2 cards we have here, Violet Spectrum. Wow. That's deep insight. Deep insight. And you being able to connect with the divine. So we're talking about the crown chakra. The crown chakra, about how you connect to the divine in that way. Ask Spirit for help. Ask Spirit for help in this. Don't feel any way about it. And then our last card that we're going to close out with is the element of earth. Oh my gosh, look at that. Practical, grounded, determined. Now, we have a lot of pentacle energy here. Like, I mean, in terms of like the 10 of Pentacles. So I think, like, let's get a good thing on this 10 of Pentacles. I could just hear some of you screaming, but the 10 of Pentacles is a great card. We all have our what do you call it? Our opinions, and I'm entitled to mine. As you are entitled to yours, but you're watching my reading, so here we are. So I'm going to say this, right? Now it says here, I don't know this. The magnificent king of earth, Gob, is the king of the gnomes, the guardian of the north. Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, are the earth signs in astrology, and the magic tool is the disc, a circle of wood or stone, and the Archangel Uriel. Buildings need to be built, and the finances to build them need to be found, such as the work of the earth element, practical matters of life. Have you met all of your needs? Shelter, food, sustainable income. Is there something you currently want that requires you to use the element of earth to get it? With this card. Okay, right. So what I'm seeing, right? I'll go for a walk, breathe in the smells, touch the trees, listen to the wind, and splash in the river and say thank you to the gnomes. Okay, so what I'm getting here is that you have got an exceptional earth power. Path 3. I don't know. Maybe a lot of you are just really like good at making money. I think you are. I think you're just really good at making money, which is why I always want to be like you, right? Anyway, so whereas like I think you're you know, financially stable. I think you may be very good at manifesting opportunities for yourself and being able to move forward on the material plane. There's something here about you learning how to do that in a more connected way. That's what essentially this is saying, so that you can evolve into a new phase of transformation rather than doing the same old thing and achieving the same old thing and not getting further forward, because that's another thing about Earth. It moves slowly and it also is, you know, can get blocked. So that's what this is about. Now, I really hope that you understand this reading because it was complicated, but I hope you enjoyed it because I gave you a right bollocking and I'm really sorry. But I love you guys. You know that I did it with all the love in my heart because I think you're amazing. And you are magical people. Just keep on humbling yourself and working with integrity, and you'll become the super beings that you're meant to be. And you are already. I don't know why I'm saying that, why you're meant to be, but I just love you, Pile 3. Just know that. If you enjoyed this reading, please do give it a thumbs up. Please do subscribe for more videos. But otherwise, have a wonderful morning, evening, night or day whenever you're choosing to watch this. And remember, my darlings, from your Auntie Reena, the honesty is always key. Bye.